Whoa. Okay guys, what, day two? Day two, walking to the expo right now. Exciting day, we've got Gary today, so that'll be massive. And yeah, it's been an amazing time in New York so far. It's been killer. It's insane. So yeah, hopefully you guys like the content. Let us know what you think. Talk to you later. Good.
And this is for you guys. Hope exists. Embrace it, believe in it, because hope exists. It really does. Have hope. Everyone, this is Ada Bowman with AB+Production and Ada B360 here in New York City. And today I have the pleasure to be here with Nicholas. Nicholas had such a great tips for me, and I want to share them with you guys because I'm challenged by my own brain because I am trying to communicate with you a message and apparently it doesn't come across the way it should. So I asked for help. Nicholas, tell me about you first. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Sure. So right now I'm a professor. I teach digital media, web design, data visualization, game design, and so I'm at Indiana University right now, and I've been teaching since 2016. I started directly from grad school, and one of the things that I've had really significant challenge with in my life is creative block, creative anxiety, right? Perfectionism, inability to write anything, to produce any work. When I was a graduate student, I was very prolific. I was always making something, and I didn't judge myself so harshly, and I just enjoyed it and did it. But once I became a professor, you would think, okay, now I'm a professor, so the stakes are higher, so I'm going to improve and perform higher. The opposite happened. By having this label of being a lecturer, a professor, a subject matter expert, the bar was so high. I'm expected to know everything. It has to be like industry standard, professional. I can't make any mistakes now. So what happened was I stopped producing work altogether and went into a creative depression or whatever you might call it.
What did you do at that time by creating depression?
I didn't do a whole lot. So I would teach, right? I'm a lecturer, so teaching a lot of stuff, especially intro level. So I would just keep doing that. But most of the best people that I work with, my most talented colleagues, what they do is they're also producing creative works, collaborating, curating things, working with students, with the community. I wasn't doing any of that, right? And I was focused a lot on myself, my own problems. I had tunnel vision, not feeling adequate with my work.
That's how I feel. I feel inadequate. What makes me feel inadequate? When you saw some of my things and you complimented on, and you even followed me, so that tells you something.
Absolutely. So this is super common, and one of the things is imposter syndrome. You've heard of this, yeah?
Yeah, certainly, yeah.
Yeah, so imposter syndrome, and what you find is actually it's usually the very high-performing people have the greatest expectations, the very keen eye to detail that makes them scrutinizing, that makes them compare to the greatest, to those operating at an elite level. And so what happens is they're constantly feeling inadequate. Overcoming imposter syndrome.
How do I overcome that? That is, and before you say that, so let me have a little wine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me, how do we do that? We need a little wine, guys, just for the anxiety to go down.
So the question is, how does one overcome imposter syndrome? If I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I'm still learning that. But let's see, questions.
I was going to go your questions right here. You wrote them right here. Answer my question first, and then I want to ask you some of the other questions that I have right here.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the best ways is to communicate about it, to find mentors, mentees, and colleagues that you can talk about this with. And so in the past, I would have wanted to hide this, seeing it as a sign of weakness. But I think nowadays it's better to be authentic, to be vulnerable, and to say, hey, I'm a human being. You know, it doesn't matter how much commercial success you have or how many dollars or what car you drive.
Absolutely, it doesn't.
You still have that feeling. It goes deep. It goes really deep, and I'm still trying to unearth exactly what it is.
And I think that is what I come in place and I say, look, this is what I do. This is what I have the ability. I work hard at my talent to evolve over time, and I work hard to develop the art, the strategies, the marketing. This is what I do. What I can do. You see, I'm not sure how. Tell me how. And I guess the right questions.
Yeah.
What do you want? Like, what questions should I ask?
Yeah, so so many different approaches to this, but one that's really common is a lot of the times I just have the feeling that something is wrong, something is not right. There's a feeling of lack, of inadequacy, of being insufficient, incomplete, whatever.
And where does that stem from? Could possibly stem from?
It's so hard to say.
Childhood trauma?
Childhood trauma for sure. A lot of it is biological programming and stuff like that. It's social conditioning and stuff like that. Being part of a capitalist economy, very competitive, consumer-driven economy. And I'm not saying that it's good or bad. There's, benefits, drawbacks. It's great that we have competition, but also sometimes it can make us very hyper-aware and stuff. The frame of mind that you view it from is important too, because if you have a collaborative viewpoint, a collaborative frame, then you don't see them as much as competitors and threats. You see them as people that are there to help you, right? I could see it as I'm against all of these people and I need to take them down, or I could say, these are just other people that are somewhere on their own path, and let's grow together and learn together, right?
Right.
So the feeling of
let me ask you this: what do you want?
What do I want?
Yes.
I'm struggling so hard to answer that question. So what does success look like for me?
Yes.
Is for me to be doing a job on a day-to-day basis where I feel like I am impacting people, I'm changing them, I'm giving them some kind of hope, I'm giving them some kind of inspiration, motivation, unlocking potential that they didn't know was there, helping them to believe in themselves, giving them value, helping them to provide value to other people. So
why do you want to do that?
Why do I want to do that? I think for so much of my life I've been so focused on myself, feeling sorry for myself, feeling wanting others to please help me, please do this for me, do that for me, and feeling like a victim and lost. And finally realizing, sometime in my mid-20s, I wasted most of it, but I kind of realized at one point, nobody's coming to save me. Nobody's going to fix it for me. My mom, would always try and help me through difficult things, but once I started to get to a certain level, it's like I'm an adult now. She can't do it for me. I got to do it for myself. I got to grow up. And so I want that for other people too. I want for other people to not need me, to be independent.
And then the question I had, what challenged you? Because everything you said makes sense to me. I hope makes sense to the audience too. Overcoming deep things that we deal on a daily basis, it can be challenging,
sure.
Right? What are your challenges?
Challenges?
Yeah.
So if we're talking about like the internal challenges of like my feelings and stuff, yeah. So on one level, there's still a lot of doubt, uncertainty. I have difficulty sometimes being decisive with things, which I'm working on, implementing a plan there. Opportunity cost is huge for me, so I can only ever be in one place at one time. So right now, even at the conference, there's 2 talks going on at one time. I can't go to both of them. We're doing this segment here, so I have to choose. the reason I'm choosing
The
to
good
do...
news is the conference is recorded, so you can actually get the recording package, which
Yes.
I typically do.
Yeah.
And I watch it again.
Absolutely.
Definitely, it's a different feeling, but that's why I hope I want to learn about you, like how
Yeah.
what's your challenge, and of course, like this. When I watch this later, and I'm gonna send this to you, it helps me really understand, because I see me, right? I'm like, how can I engage better?
Yeah. I mean, I find you very engaging. I think...
I work really hard at it.
Yeah,
And that's
you
how
do.
I feel. I feel like I really want to make that connection. Like I want to know about you.
Yeah.
I want to see in your eyes. And then I also want to apply the solutions I know too, in a combination with what you have, because the way I feel, purpose in the earth is we both, and most of all, we all need each other.
Yes.
And what I see, it's a lot of none of that right now.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
about, I don't need you, I can do this my own, DIY, right? So much bullshit.
Yes.
No, bullshit. You cannot do it on your own. I tried for 3 years, and guess what? It got me nowhere.
Right.
Until I came and I hired my team, until I came to people like you, like earlier, and I said, how can we do this? Hey, do you need, and that's what I want, like, I want to see your challenges, because I may help you, and maybe you can help me overcome my challenges.
Sure.
And then maybe next year or 2 years, we'll both be on a stage sharing a story, how this happened right here. Come on, you know they'll
Absolutely.
love that.
Yep.
We know they'll love that.
All right. So...
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. We're going to do it.
You see what I'm saying?
We're gonna be
I
on
have
the
the
stage.
ability to create content. I have the ability to share it. I just like to, I don't want to be about me. I want to bring the people that can, I want to show the world how people help each other. And how do we do this? We record today. We may not be in touch. Maybe we will be. Maybe you go home and you're like, you know what, this girl, I could be part of something. We're digital. You are there, I'm in Florida, or you're in Miami. We have phones, we have FaceTime, we have anything like that.
Right.
Yet we choose not to fucking help each other.
I know, it's insane.
That's my point.
So that's, it's a big, it's a behavior you're seeing where people
Yes.
have, you're right next to me and this person could solve all of my problems, but I'm here on my goddamn phone,
Yes.
scrolling, looking at other people's lives on my phone.
Yes,
I don't
and
even
compare.
see her. She has the solution to everything. I don't even see her because I'm on my goddamn phone. So, if I don't know if you do calls to action for your audience, for your user base, but that'd be a great one.
But I would like them to call me and say, or text me or message me. Obviously, I'm social. I am social. There is a reason why I exceed my numbers on social media, because I'm social. And if you see and say, hey, what do you, like, I will reach you out. I'm like, hey, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I get people like, what do you do? And the egoistical fact of it, they're just so like, oh, what do you want? Why? Maybe I'm just somebody that's trying to make somewhere and I need help.
It's really,
Isn't that crazy?
it is crazy.
That's my challenge. Your challenge is what you said, overcoming what exactly?
So there's some fear, some uncertainty, doubt, opportunity cost.
Do you know why? Because you're not doing it with somebody. You're trying to do alone.
That's the thing. I don't have exactly the team that I want right now.
You look for a local team, or you look for, no matter what, the team that actually are the ones that have a vision that gets somewhere.
So I gotta take a step back because right now I'm still trying to decide exactly what I want to do. So one of my big projects is figuring out how am I going to solve people's issue of creative block, creative anxiety, writer's block. So I'm trying to
That's
find.
what I lack at.
Say what?
That's what I'm lacking. I cannot write. I'm not a creative writer. See my puzzling? See how you see your piece of puzzle with my piece of puzzle?
Yeah.
I create the content, we share the audience. We both unify ourselves and produce something that we can both benefit out of it. And the world.
Yeah. And
That is my mission. That's my vision. I'm like, step the fuck in if you can. Because I ask for help. There's a reason why I produce content online. Not for me. It's not for me. It's for the people out there.
So one thing is, I'll switch this here, and I'm going to grab this because I feel like you did a good job of painting the vision of like what you want it to look like on a very high level. But the next step there is to say, what does this actually look like? Meaning, is the solution going to be a new company, your existing one? Is it going to be a program, a course, a service, a Facebook group? Is it going to be a message, a movement, a hashtag? Is it going to be a new conference, something, an event, right? What exactly would it be? What is the physical, actual thing in the real world that you will see and have that you will know you've succeeded in? What is that for you? Does the question make sense?
No.
Great, thank you. So I'm so glad I asked. So like, if you said you want to unify people, you want to
Not unify. I want to create a perception. This is what we do as humans. We can only create images, stories, perceptions, perspectives.
Perspectives. Okay.
Perspectives. You have a perspective, I have a perspective. I came to you and I asked you straight questions. What do you do? What do you do? I would love for somebody to come to me just like okay, here's what happened before this conference. I reached out to 300 people on LinkedIn. I went to the Facebook conference page, right? And I saw comments and I went on every single comment and I said, if you look, you'll see it. You'll see, hey, this is Ara. Hope to see you at the conference. Hey, hope this. Guess what happened? We all talk about bullshit connecting. Guess who connected? One person out of 300, guys. What the fuck?
So
for the same purpose we all have, yet. So we're talking about connecting. No, we're looking to get something out of it.
So one thing is, I see you in the digital space a lot, and you're connecting over social media here.
Isn't that one of the driving wheel though?
Of course, absolutely, and I would never stop doing that. You have to. But then, like, I'm wondering again, switching mediums, what if you made an effort to only connect in face-to-face? You know, you're doing stuff that, like, you're doing the conference here, but what if, like, you got involved, I don't know what's your level of involvement with, like, community and stuff like that.
So I do engagement speaking.
Great.
I do public speaking in my community, like chambers. I do classes. I got myself in every single chamber I could. I got myself in every organization for the community aspect. I want to help my community get a little bit more informed about the technology, about where the trends are, because you know this, the reality marketing, 90% of people don't read nothing. There's very small percentage of people that are passionate about. So here's what's something about you folks. When I wake up in the morning, what do you read in the first thing?
What do I eat for breakfast?
No, what do you read?
What do I read?
Because you're on a phone, you must read something.
My alarm.
And besides that?
Email, probably.
And great. What I read, it's trend. It's called, obviously, I have a few sources what I read.
Yeah.
The first thing I read when I wake up is what happened in social media today. What happened? How can do I make sure I'm on top of it so my clients are taken care of with the trend, or they're falling behind still, and then I'm losing my audience from my clients.
Yep.
That's what I inform myself. You see, most people inform themselves on shit, and more shit.
Yep.
I inform myself, and again, it's me that I'm talking about, because this is what I want people to know. It does take a person, just like IT, to study that technical side, and that's what I love. I'm passionate about the strategy. I'm passionate about where to place. I'm passionate to reach the strangers, 300 or 500 strangers. I stayed till 2 a.m. in the morning, and I texted every single person. Now, you tell me I don't want to engage?
No, you do. Sounds like it.
So what's missing?
That's the question. I feel we keep circling around it, and I feel like the question...
How about we let the audience tell us what's missing from this combo?
Yeah, so how about if you guys are listening here today and you've been kind of following along here, we've been circling a number of topics, but what do you see as the key thing that Ada needs to put in her sights, put in her crosshairs to work on? What is that one thing that you're hearing in her message that she needs to work on or focus on?
And how Nicholas can overcome the anxiety and get out there and write more content.
Sounds good. Love it. Excellent. We'll see you next time.
Didn't you love that?
I loved it.